Well, hey guys, good morning. Beautiful morning. A little bit cloudy today here in Paradise. I thought I'd come out by the pool. Trying to find Chicken Cat. I saw her out here before. She didn't come for breakfast this morning, but she's not around now. Anyway, I'm about to go Muay Thai training. I thought I would talk today a little bit about my menopause journey. I'm post-menopause now. Well, it's been 11 months anyway, so I'm almost there. And being very in tune with my body and being an athlete and being very lean before I started going through perimenopause and menopause. I did put some weight on, and I want to talk to you about how I handled all of that and how I figured out what the hell was going on with my body because it's like the tables had turned on me, like everything changed, you know. So I wanted to talk about that. I can't really tell you what you might be going through in yours, or if you're in it in perimenopause or postmenopause, or if you're younger than that and you're kind of wondering how to prepare yourself for it, you know. Can't really tell you about that, but what I can tell you as someone who is very in tune with my body is like how my journey went and, you know, what I did, because I am weighing this morning at 58 kilograms. I've got fancy scales that tell me my fat percentage and my bone mass and my muscle mass. Not precise. I don't think any body measurement that we've got at the moment is precise, not even DEXA. But it gives me a better idea of what's going on than other kind of scales. I'm more interested in muscle mass and in fat mass. There's a fly on you right now. Anyway, I'm going to Muay Thai now. I'll show you a little bit of that, and then I'll talk to you later about my menopause journey. So I arrived early here at Muay Thai training just to get my body warmed up, like pre the official warm-up. Find that my body post-menopause needs a little bit of warming up, a little bit more than I did before, you know, just to get things moving. So yeah, here I am. I'll be coming back here tonight because it's fight night tonight, and so the owner down here, he's just about to put a new canvas for fight night in the ring here, and then I'll be bringing you back later you to see some of the fighting that's going on. So this is what 21% fat looks like, about 21 and a half maybe. I don't know. I was at about 18% fat post-menopause, and then it all started coming on. But I'm pretty happy with my body at the moment, very fit and very strong. I do want to lean down just a little bit more because I like to see my abs more. You'll see it when the pump comes in a little bit later. But this is how I'm looking right now. Age 52, not bad, hey? So yeah, let's talk about menopause, shall we? So I think I was about 46, 47 when perimenopause started. So I started noticing changes going on with my period, it getting kind of further and further apart. And I thought, naively, oh great, they're just going to get further and further apart until they stop, and that'll be a nice easy menopause. That would have been really nice, wouldn't it, if that had happened? But what happened really was my periods went haywire. They were all over the place for a few years, I had my last period when I was 51, which is the average age of when menopause actually happens. But up until then, they were all over the place. Sometimes they'd be 2-3 months apart, and then sometimes 2 weeks apart, you know. It was random. They were all very heavy as well. They seemed to get heavier and heavier rather than lighter and lighter. That was my dream menopause, you know, them getting further and further apart and lighter and lighter. So that's what was going on. At the time when it first started for me, that perimenopause, I was about 18% fat. I was really lean. You can see my abs. I'll show you a picture of me then. And so I was already in perimenopause when that was taken, but I was working out twice a day. I knew how to keep my body lean. I knew how to fuel my body for my workouts, and that carried on while I was in perimenopause. You know, I could stay really lean and all of that kind of thing. Not a problem. To stay lean, what I used to do back then was I used to intermittent fast. So I would skip breakfast. I would have my first workout of the day fasted, and you know, if I wanted to lose some weight, it would be really easy because I'd decrease my food just a little bit and I'd drop the weight really fast. If I could say exactly where I wanted my body to be, really, and it was easy. And then menopause. I'm going to call menopause. I know menopause is actually supposed to be defined as a year after you've had your last period, but that's when all the fuss and nonsense is pretty much over, isn't it? So when I had my last period, I knew that it was going to be my last period. I was hoping in the last few ones that it was going to be my last, but when it was September last year, when I was 51, it was different. I felt different. I felt different in my body after that. And what happened was, that's when I started getting menopause symptoms. So throughout perimenopause, the only symptoms that I'd got were my periods being haywire, getting heavier. That was it. No other menopause symptoms at all. But then that all changed. It all changed when I had that last period. That's why I knew it was going to be my last period, because then my body started changing. And what happened was I started getting menopause symptoms, as in hot flashes. I started getting hot flashes, and they weren't a problem to me apart from at night. I get the hot flashes at night, maybe 4 or 5 a night, but it would wake me up. It would wake me up, break my sleep, and I was finding that I couldn't recover properly. I couldn't function properly. All of the other symptoms that I'd heard about for menopause, you know, like mood swings and irritability and you know, fuzzy mind and all of that kind of stuff, that for me was just the lack of sleep that I was getting. It got so bad that I saw my doctor about it at the hospital, and I said, I can't sleep, and he was checking my blood pressure at the time because it had gone up a little bit, and it's like, your blood pressure has gone up. I said, I can't sleep when this is really bad. I was at wit's end. I'm like, I can't live in my body anymore if I can't get to sleep and can't stay asleep anymore. I was really desperate at that point after a few weeks of not having proper sleep at all. And he gave me sleeping tablets, and they didn't work. They didn't stop the hot flashes from happening in the night, and it didn't stop it from waking me up either. So then I was frantic. I just ordered everything that I could, everything that I'd heard of. I was binge watching YouTube channels talking about menopause, you know, because there's not much help out there, right? And just getting everything. And I tried evening primrose oil. That didn't work for me. That didn't do anything. Yeah, the one thing that did work was this Swiss menopause balance, because it says helps relieve symptoms of menopause, including hot flushes, night sweats, irritability. Based on scientific evidence, it says. This one's got black cohosh in it, and I'd heard that was good, and yeah, started having these, and my hot flashes, they stopped, and I started sleeping through, and I'm like, but then you hear that you're not meant to have these all the time, right? I think it's like 3 months, because it can start damaging your liver, and you don't want that, right? Yeah, black cohosh helps relieve sleeplessness, it says. Let's see. Take 2 tablets daily. I was taking 1 with the evening meal. Yeah, that's when I was taking it. In very rare cases, black cohosh has been associated with liver failure. If you're experiencing yellowing of the skin or whites of the eyes, dark urine, nausea, vomiting, unusual tiredness, weakness, stomach or abdominal pain, and loss of appetite, you should stop using this and see your doctor, right? So I'd heard like, you shouldn't take these all the time because it could damage your liver. And so after I'd had them for about 3 months and been sleeping good again, I decided to stop taking them to give my body a break, and my hot flashes didn't come back. So I was like, yay, winning. And so that was that. The hot flashes sorted out. But during this time too, after that final period, I started putting fat on. Now I was working out exactly the same. I was eating exactly the same, and I was putting fat on consistently. I got from 18% fat within about 4 months to 26% fat, which is really big for me. And I was doing the usual things that I used to do, intermittent fasting and eating a little bit less. And that seemed to make it worse. I was putting more fat on. I'm like, this doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me as someone who has been able to regulate my body and control my weight pretty much all my life for the, calories in and calories out not to work anymore. And so I started looking into that, and it's like, oh, well, maybe we can't do intermittent fasting or I can't do intermittent fasting when I'm in menopause because it's stressing my body out too much. I've already got stresses going on with the exercise that I do, and maybe I'm stressing myself too much. My body can't handle it while I'm in menopause. So I think it was about 4 or 5 months after my final period when I got sick. I got a cold or something like that, some kind of, respiratory disease that lasted about a week, and I didn't train in that week because I don't train when I'm feeling sick. I let my body recover, and I was eating normally through that. And what happened was my body started losing the fat. I'm like, I'm training less, my body's losing the fat, what's going on here? So I put 2 and 2 together. I thought, like, I must be not eating enough then. So something has changed with my hormones. My metabolism has obviously changed, and now I have a break and I start losing the fat even though I'm eating more and exercising less. I must be eating too little. And so what I did was I downloaded MyFitnessPal on my phone and decided to use it to track all my calories and stuff and see just how much I was eating and see, and work out like how much I should be eating according to these apps to figure out, how to get to that balance. So what I wanted to do then is, like, I realized I'm not eating enough, so I want to get my body back up to what I should be eating for the amount of exercise that I'm doing. So I downloaded MyFitnessPal and started logging all my food and tracking all my food, and I got myself up to eating way more. I was eating like 4 or 5 times a day to be able to get the food in, but got myself up to 2,000 calories because that's what the app said that I should be eating, and that was to lose weight too. 2,000 calories a day is what I eat to remain in balance. When I started training again, I kept an eye on it all to see if my body fat was going to go up again or if it was going to continue going down, and if I wasn't eating enough and all of that. And what happened was it started coming down. It carried on coming down, and so I was then eating way more than I was before. And what I figured was it must be something to do with cortisol, that once you've reached menopause, and once I have, I'm not sure whether this is true for everyone, of course. All I can do is tell you my story. You might be able to get something from that. You're gonna have to tune into your own body, of course, but perhaps cortisol is more of a problem when we're in menopause. It would be really great if they did some actual, science and stuff on this, so we didn't have to kind of wing it by ourselves, wouldn't it? I wasn't interested in taking hormones. I don't want any. I try to be as natural as possible, right? And don't want to become dependent on anything like that. And I'm not sure that, to be honest, I'm not sure that I really trust the pharmaceutical companies at all. I try to keep myself away from any kind of exogenous anything really like that. The those night sweats though were too much. Started having these, and I've got quite a supply of these as well, because I bought them in like thinking I'm gonna have to take these like every day to get to sleep, but no, turns out I didn't. So yeah, the fat has kept on coming off. Now I've made sure that I didn't diet drastically like I could before. I could lose weight really fast before, and it's like, you know, why do it slowly if you can do it fast? Can't do it fast anymore. Have to do it really slowly. So dropping my calories just by 200 calories a day from 2000. I lose it really slowly now. Weighed myself this morning. I'll put it on the screen. I was 58.05 kilograms, and body mass index 22.7. Don't really pay attention to that, because when you got a lot of muscle, it's that BMI isn't quite right. A lot of these things, they presume that you're kind of fat. Do you know what I mean? Even if you're skinny fat, they presume that you're fat if you put something on. Anyway, body fat is 22.1% fat. So it says that I'm 22 at the moment, and that's because my weight has dropped recently. I was 21% fat when I was a bit heavier, but the amount of fat that I've got on my body is still going down, if that makes sense. Muscle mass 42.45 kilograms this morning. Muscle quality 100. Visceral level fat 3, which apparently is average. That has been lower recently. And so it says that my metabolic age here is 37. Pretty good, huh? And that I'm a pro athlete as well. Pro athlete level there, with really good muscle quality and all of that. And so, yeah, I'm happy with that. I do want to come down just a little bit more. As I said when I was training, I like to see my abs more. So, and everything gets easier when I'm lighter as well. The training that I'm doing, especially CrossFit, certain movements are much easier when you're lighter. And so I like to be light. I feel light on my feet, you know. It's easier on the joints when you're not so heavy as well. And even though it's just like 1 or 2 kilograms, which when you're lean like I am, it's harder to lose that. But it is possible. You just have to do it really slowly. That's what I've found, is that post-menopause, couldn't lose it fast anymore, have to do it really slowly. And you have to make sure that you're eating enough, especially if you're active and you're working out. What I had to start having breakfast every single day now. I've not done that for a long time. I'm not someone that feels like eating in the morning. I'm not hungry in the morning, but I've started forcing myself to do that after that illness kind of thing. And the weight has slowly come off. The fat, more importantly, rather than the weight, because I am putting muscle on, so my weight is kind of staying similar, but kind of recomping my body to put muscle on and lose that fat. And so slow way this time. And so if you're struggling with menopause and with like menopause weight gain, I would use something like MyFitnessPal to see, with your activity level and your body composition at the moment, what you should be eating, how much you should be eating, and see if you're way off it. Because I'd got myself to the point where I was eating so little and I was still putting on fat, and I was like, really? My body can't, like, I've got to eat perfectly and hardly anything anymore and be hungry all the time to not put on fat? Like, this isn't fair. I can't live like that. How can you live like that? You know, I was having 2 really light meals a day and still putting on fat. It was crazy. I couldn't fuel myself for my workouts like that. And yeah, something had to give, and it wasn't going to be me. And so, yeah, I'm so glad that I got sick for that week and then realized when the fat started coming down, it's like, okay, so I'm stressing myself out too much. And so I think we've got to be aware of that. We seem to be more sensitive to cortisol once we're in menopause. And now, after I'd stopped taking these for the first 3 months, and my hot flashes didn't come back until about 2 weeks ago, and I just get the occasional one, not in the daytime, just at night, and just like waking up again wasn't bothering me as much. I was going back to sleep quite easily afterward, but I thought, this is like slippery slope the wrong way. So I started taking these again. I'm on 1 again a day, just for the last like week and a half. And I'll probably take them maybe for a month and then stop again and see if they come back. But my body seems to be handling like lack of estrogen okay. I but now I'm sleeping fine. I don't seem to have any other symptoms. I haven't noticed any other symptoms. I do drink soy milk though. I did have a bit of dryness, you know what I'm talking about if you're going through menopause, and that just switching to soy milk changed that. I only have soy milk in my coffee. Sometimes I'll have granola with soy milk, but that may be twice a week, so that's not a daily thing. But just a bit of soy milk in my coffee, that made that go away. So yeah, if you're suffering with that dryness down there, yeah, which can be pretty uncomfortable and even painful, I would recommend trying out soy milk too. And I quite like the taste of soy milk as well. So as I said, I don't have a lot of milk. I just put it in my coffee in the morning, and that was enough. I did start eating like more tofu, soy products, tofu, just tofu really. But I don't really like the taste of it that much. I still have it occasionally, maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks. But when I first was having bigger problems, before I found these, I was eating a lot more tofu and things, trying to figure out, what would help me sleep. So yeah, that has been my menopause journey. So it is possible to lose fat while you're going through menopause, but your metabolism changes. It just does. I mean, it's always about calories in and calories out, yes, but hormones play a big part in it. And I just felt like the whole game shifted for me. It's like, I feel like it took me many years to get used to my period. I didn't handle it very well at all, and never used to know when it was going to happen until apps came out where you could track it, and then it was like, oh, now I know when it's going to happen. And I was just getting a handle on it when they kind of stopped and really, I'd really got to know my body, and especially being an athlete. And yeah, and then my body changed the game on me, and it was like I just didn't know my body anymore. So weird, hey? But now I feel like I'm back, and I'm in control again of my body and my weight and all of that kind of thing. And so if you want to hear any more content like this about menopause, let me know, or whatever else you want me to go into, any self-care kind of things, fitness kind of things, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for all of your support. You're very much appreciated. I'm going to go on with my day now, go to CrossFit this afternoon, might take you there along with me, and then it's fight night tonight, so I'll show you a little bit of that too. So have the best day ever.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it, and I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring. My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, 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 This is a statement to appreciate all that is vacant. It's just for the taking. If you make up your mind, you can take it. I'm never complacent. I would work in a mansion or basement. Yeah, there's no replacement for persistence. It's a patience. Yeah, in this life, I wanna be soaring, to feel sun inside when it's pouring, and I'll fight till anxiety is foreign. I'm so sick of my mind's extreme. just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, 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 I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, 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 yeah.
So here we are at Fight Night. This is the start. There was 6 fights, and this was the start of the 5th fight. So I know these two, they're both friends of mine. Right now they're just walking around the ring just to get a feel of the environment around them and the ring, to get used to it. And now they're doing the Y crew. Now if you've seen any Thai things at all, you'll see that people do like pray hands to each other. That's called a Y. It's a sign of respect to each other. This is called a Y crew. Crew is the Thai for teacher, and so they do this dance to respect the lineage of the Muay Thai teachers that have taught them. Some of them, like Mai is doing just here in the blue corner, do the full dance. Some just do a little bit like Bart just did there in the red corner. So they're about to start right now. First round, they're just kind of testing the reach and where each other are, getting used to it. So Mai there in the blue corner, he's a trainer at Island Muay Thai on Koh Tao. Fun fact about Mai, he does the night shift at Smile Mart supermarket, and then he's the trainer for the morning class at Island Muay Thai, and then he sleeps all day like a vampire. Fun fact about Bart, I think he's about 20 now. He first came to Koh Tao with his twin brother when he was a teenager. I think he was about 15. He came and lived at Island Muay Thai at the training camp there and was training with us. Trained me a few times, both of them have. So Muay Thai is a martial art, combat sport. It's predominantly by points. So it's about technicality rather than annihilating the other opponent. There's a lot of respect in Muay Thai. So you get different points depending on what you do. There's kicks, there's punches, there's knees, there's elbows, clinching as well. Various ways to kind of protect yourself and block the kicks and the punches too. And so whether a kick actually connects or if it just connects with a block, then there's different points there. You can see the referee there on the left hand side with his chin in his hand, watching, and he's kind of keeping count as he goes. And if the fight goes to the full 5 rounds, it will be between these two because they're both Thai. If there's a Westerner fighting, then it will be only 3 rounds. So if it doesn't go to knockout, then he's the one that's scoring it and decides who will win. Fairly equally matched, these opponents. Mai has less fighting experience than Bart, even though Bart is much younger. He went to Muay Thai school. So in Thailand you can go to monk school, you can go to Muay Thai school. It's like You do schooling, but with a focus on a particular thing. So, Bot has got a lot of fight experience. So it was Bot that won that. It was knockout in the end. The final fight, these two. So you see Diogo here doing his Y crew, having his moment there in the ring. Diogo hasn't fought for 4 years now. This is his first fight for 4 years, he told me. He hasn't fought on Koh Tao for 5 years. He usually comes here once a year to train with us. And he's in the blue corner. In the red corner, we've got Boy. Boy is a trainer. I think he moved here about 6 months ago and he's a trainer at Monsoon Gym. I don't have any fun facts about Boy. But a not so fun fact about Diogo is that before this fight he told me he's actually got a hernia at the back of his right shoulder that needs to be operated on. And so he wasn't sure about doing the fight tonight. Diogo's got a lot of experience, fight experience. They both have, these two. I've seen Diogo fight before. I haven't seen Boy fight before. This is first for me, watching him. Yeah, I need to get some dirt on Boy, don't I? So I've got some fun facts about him. Just giving you a few of the highlights here. I didn't film all of the rounds. If you're wondering about that dreadful music in the background, oh, did I say dreadful? I meant dreadful. It's like nails being pulled down a chalkboard to me. But that's the traditional music that they always have when they're fighting Muay Thai. Not something that I'd listen to at home. I don't know, you might like it. How long it's been since Boy's fought? Well, he's not had a fight since he's been on this island until now, so... He's a good trainer. They all are at home. All different in their own way. All fun in their own way too. It's rare to get a very serious Muay Thai trainer. See that Diogo is on his back foot all the time, kind of moving backwards, so very much not the aggressor in this, Boy being the aggressor. Which, you know, when people watch these fights can often, and they don't know about the scoring system or anything, they can often think that they're having a nice hug there. People often think that the aggressive one is the one that's going to win, but it's not necessarily so. It's the one that does the most technical kicks and punches, elbows and knees. And blocks well as well, because you can, you know, stop your opponent from getting the points by blocking well. So this is the final round here. Straight away in the face there. That didn't connect to spinning. There you go. And that's where it ended because his hernia popped again, and they were trying to push it back and it all got a little bit yikes. I hope you enjoyed that.